Hey, Shalom, Shalom, Shalom. This is your brother Quadar of GMS Gulf Coast. And I'd like to start by giving infinite honor, praise, and glory to the Most High and His Son, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors are given up to the apostles, the elders of Great Millstone, men who have labored and suffered in this truth for over 30 years, making their lives and their bodies a living sacrifice, as well as the bishops, the elders, the heads of camps of Great Millstone. And last but not least, Shalom goes out to the hopeful elect of the nation of Israel, the men, women, and children, which make up the bulk of the 1/3 of the nation of Israel, who have came back under the obedience of the scriptures, and as well as calling on the names Yahweh, Yahweh Shai, to you all, Shalom. Hey, Lord willing, this be edifying. I was reading a clip, um, just checking out some of these laws that Esau Edom, this so-called white man, this trickster, this shyster, this deceiver, you know, this unrighteous man, you know, who's soon to be taken out of power. Check this out. Just a Google search. This is U.S. Supreme Court says cities can punish people for sleeping in public places. The U.S. Supreme Court says cities can punish people for sleeping in public places. In its biggest decision on homelessness in decades, the United States Supreme Court today ruled that cities can ban people from sleeping and camping in public places. Supreme Court allows punishment for homeless like sleeping. National Public Radio, NPR. Now, just think about that for a second. This ain't gonna be long. I just want to touch on this because this is the wickedness. This is the double-mindedness of this man. This is this man's soul that's in him that is not right up in him. You know what I'm saying? It's not upright in him. Roughly paraphrasing. Because they make it illegal to be homeless, but they don't make it illegal to make the conditions to be homeless. You see, do that make sense? You got to ask yourself. You make this being illegal, being homeless, but yet and still you are not held responsible for creating the conditions for being homeless. Make that make sense. It's just like you could be held responsible for being publicly intoxicated, right? But then you set up the bar so you just drink as much as you want. You know, this is a wicked society, man. And this man, this is why he's able to rule, because he rules in wickedness and deceit. He's a deceiver, you know. Oh, yeah, do what you will. Yeah, drink all you want. But yet still, he hanging outside the door for you with that breathalyzer to see if you just 0.1% over the legal limit. But yet still, these bars have permission, have license to sell you, the alcohol, which is, it's not illegal. But the point being is that you make things illegal, but then you set up the conditions. You're not held responsible for creating conditions for things to be illegal. This is being homeless in the USA. Being homeless illegal in the United States? It's a question. And it says, yet the current legal requirement that cities cannot criminalize people if there's no shelter beds available gives unhoused people some legal recourse in court when they are cited and arrested for basic survival activities such as sleeping, sitting, standing, or eating. Let me just click on this right here real quick. So again, man, this is madness, and yet still our people, you so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, you think you're free over here, man. when everything has been set up against you. You don't even pay attention. Let me see. What was this? What the hell? Okay. Look at this. This, is it illegal to be homeless in America? It says April 22, 2024, the U.S. Supreme Court heard Grants pass Oregon versus Gloria Johnson, a case that will determine whether the United States Constitution allows local governments to fine, arrest, and jail people for living outside when they have nowhere else to go. Of course, they have nowhere else to go. Throughout this last ordeal from December of 2019 to about the end of 2023, you were dealing with a global ordeal that was set into play. You understand? You know, people wasn't able to go to work unless it was essential. You follow what I'm saying? Mind you, these are the conditions being set up. And this is just one of many set of circumstances that the government, that you so-called blacks are geared up to prop up, to go give your support to. These are just one of a whole plethora of different set of circumstances that they set up. They set up, mind you, to put you in a trick bag. And then they have these laws, you know what I'm talking about, set up when you're doing bad. But guess what? They have set up the conditions. Shelter in place. You understand? No work unless you're an essential worker. You know, but yet and still the homeowners and the renters and whatnot, they people that are renting places and whatnot, they study running a tab on you for the rent, even though they might have had a moratorium on it. The government was doing this and doing that. You know, these are just band-aids, because the overall outcome is what? More and more homelessness. And these are some of the things that this is just, and I want to say this here, with the influx of quote unquote the illegals, you know, I'm using those words sparingly, the millions of folks that are allowing in from the Canadian border as well as the southern border, this is only going to compound and get worse and worse and worse and worse before it get worse. You understand? And you have no one to blame but yourselves, you so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, because you prop up this. You prop up the lie. You're simple. You understand? You're simple. It's as though you know, your capacity to think has been taken away from you, and in most cases it has. But it still needs to be addressed. It's illegal to be homeless, but it's not illegal to make up the conditions to be homeless. Problem, reaction, solution. Hegelian dialectic. They create the problem. They got a whole different scenarios of how you're going to react to it, but ultimately in the end, they have the solution. And a lot of you people can't think past your little 9 to 5, man. And righteously so. I mean, from your day-to-day bustles and hustles and bustles, you know what I'm talking about, trying to keep food on the table and trying to keep a roof above your head and whatnot. But mind you, your hope is in the wrong stratosphere. You know, you're hoping and wishing on a prayer as concerning your your government. And your government is just dead set on through different increments and agendas that they have cooked up over the decades, and these presidential executive orders, they're slowly but surely eliminating you, getting you on out the way. Anyway, let's read U.S. Constitution. Let's see. A case that will determine whether the United States Constitution allows local governments to fine, arrest, and jail people for living outside when they have nowhere else to go. The court will not hand down a decision until the end of June, which we are in the end of August. But no matter how it rules, the grants pass case will have profound implications for unhoused people across America, and that's finna be a grave epidemic, man. Why they are forcibly letting people in here and giving them fake and phony money and subsidies and you know and welfare and whatnot. Where that leaves you quote unquote African Americans, huh? Where that leave you? In 2018, 3 homeless people sued the city of Grants Pass over giving them tickets for sleeping outside. This was over 6 years ago. Yeah, 6 years ago. Despite the fact that the city has one single homeless shelter, which cannot accommodate the number of unhoused people there, the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals, which governs 9 states in the western United States, including Oregon, sided with the unhoused people. It ruled that criminalizing basic survival amounts to cruel and unusual punishment. That goes into the Fifth Amendment. And you have to read the Constitution. When you read that Constitution, you understand that ain't got nothing to do with you. If you take in the time that Constitution was written, and the people who was involved in the conflict of trying to break free from Great Britain, it ain't got nothing to do with you so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans whatsoever. Read the Constitution. Read the first 14 amendments all the way to the 15th Amendment. What concerns you is the 13th Amendment. You need to read it. Anyway, it says a rule criminalizing basic survival amounts to cruel and unusual punishment. But the city of Grants Pass challenged that ruling and brought it to the U.S. Supreme Court. And so doing, local officials explicitly stated that their goal is to make the city uncomfortable enough for unhoused people that they decide to move on down the road. So they have made it illegal. But again, the conditions are not illegal. It's illegal to be homeless, but you didn't make yourself homeless, you know. There were conditions that were set forth to make you homeless. And you're starting to see more and more you so-called blacks out there homeless, man. I can care less about these rinky-dink ass, knuckle-dragging cave maggots, you know what I'm talking about? Hey, they the 5, 6, 10-time loser in that kingdom. That's on them. But you jakes that believe in the society and the system, you believe in the voting process, man. These little laws, these things that go unbeknownst to you. You know, the scriptures tell you in Ecclesiasticus, aka Sirach 5, and let's get it in 15, it tells you not to be ignorant of any matter. Let me see if I can find it. Whether it be small or great. Let's see if we can find it. Okay, let's go right here. Okay, let's see. Let's go. It tells you not to be ignorant of any matter, whether small or great. And you Negroes, you just love to be ignorant, you know. It's the thing to do nowadays. But you finna find yourself in very, very tough times. And these laws are sitting and waiting on you. You understand? They're waiting. Why do you think they got these re-education camps? They already propped and ready what is going on here? They're already ready. You know, they're ready. They on point. They got those bases covered. This is Sirach 5 and 15, and it reads, "Be not ignorant of anything." See, you shouldn't be ignorant of these laws, man. Of anything in a great or small, in a great matter or a small. No matter how small it is or how great it is, you need to be aware. You need to be knowing of what these people have cooked up and schemed up for you, man. But hey, Jake don't care. Jake do not care, man. Just as long as they can have a little piece of job and at the end of the week they can go play. A bunch of grown children. Hey, but playtime is over, man. It's over. Let's go to let me see this Psalms let's see. This is Psalms chapter 94. And let's see. So this is Psalms chapter 4 and 20, and it reads, "Shall the throne of iniquity have fellowship with thee, which frameth mischief by a law?" Now let's get that word mischief. Because that's what they're doing, man. They cooking up schemes and whatnot, you know what I'm talking about? Preparing. They're ready.
Strong's H 5999. Amal.
They're ready, man. Toil, trouble. This is the outline of biblical use. Trouble, toil. Labor, trouble, mischief, toil, labor. Let's keep going. Let's go to Strong's definition. It says, an example, wearing, effort, hence worry, whether a body or mind, grievance, iniquity, mischief, miserable, misery, pain, perverseness, sorrow, trouble, travail, wickedness, who frame laws through wickedness. Define wickedness.
Wickedness.
The quality of being evil or morally wrong, the wickedness of the regime. This regime is wicked. And they frame, all the laws are set up to be, in some shape, form, or fashion, to harm you, your well-being, your children. They don't care nothing about your children. They don't care nothing about your grandchildren. They don't care nothing about your parents, your grandparents. They can care less. They created the conditions to so that they can be homeless, so that they can turn around and make laws to enforce on the homeless. You understand? And in doing so, they have what they call these re-education camps. You understand? They have all bases covered. This is nothing that's happening by happenstance. It's just something out of thin air, just so happened to happen. No, these things are planned, and they're engineered to get the results that they seek for. But yet and still, guess what? Jake down there, hey, with the I voted button stickers, and guess what? We're gonna stay on you about that, man. We're not letting off. So, we're not letting off. Again, let's read that again. Psalms 94 and 20. It says, "Shall the throne of iniquity have fellowship with thee, which frameth mischief by a law," which frameth wickedness. That's wicked, man. They got laws set up for you if you're homeless to arrest you, to incarcerate you, but they're not holding themselves accountable for creating the conditions to be homeless. Matter of fact, let's grab that. Where is that? I think it's Zechariah. Real quick. 11 and 5, I believe. I think, hold up. Yeah, let's see. This is Zechariah chapter 11, verse 5. It says, "Who possess or slay them and hold themselves not guilty." See, they can do what they want to do, but they're not held to the letter of the law. The law is for you. Mind you, I had made a comment about the Constitution. When you read that Constitution, and given the time frame in which that Constitution was written, back in 1760 77, 76, somewhere up in that time frame. You know, the formation of the United States of America, 1776, I believe. You know, the what they call it, the 4th of July. When you read that, that's the declarations of these colonies writing a set of laws to protect them from Great Britain. That had nothing to do with you Negroes. The right to bear arms and all that. That had nothing to do with you. The right to be from illegal searches and illegal searches and you know, seizing your houses and whatnot. If you go back and study the history, the British were commandeering the houses of the Pilgrims. So they had wrote up laws to counteract that which they called the Constitution. They had nothing to do with you. They could come up in their houses and whatnot and take on their houses and eat their food and all this type of stuff here. So they wrote in the Constitution the rights to be not illegally commandeered and illegally searched, unusual searches and seizures and whatnot. They had nothing to do with you, Jakes. When they get to the 13th Amendment, because when they got to the 13th Amendment, because they wanted to abolish slavery, what they did was wrote in there that slavery and involuntary servitude was not viable unless you committed a crime. And what did they do? They turned around and made up a whole slew of laws that they got on the books. Since you was coming out of slavery, quote unquote, they made laws to put your ass right back in slavery. So that's where your portion of the Constitution kicks in at. While Jake around here with them Second Amendment shirts on and whatnot, man, you niggas are clowns, man. That's you're the very essence of a silly nigga, man. Not knowing the meaning of words and not studying these documents. You know, just listening to your oppressor tell you things, and you so much want to be just like him and be a friend to him. You know, matter of fact, let me grab that real quick. You want to be such a friend to him, you know, what it is, Jeremiah, what it is, 33 and, let me see, and 22, let me see, let's see, what it is, Jeremiah, what it is, why thou seekest love, trimmest thy ways to seek love. Matter of fact, hold up, Baba Shaw. Why trimmest thy ways to seek love? Like you gonna change something. Like you gonna change these folks, man. Hey, you Jakes are delusional, man. This is Jeremiah 2 and, let's see. It's been a minute since I looked it up. Let's see. Okay, here it is right here. This is Jeremiah chapter 22. This is Jeremiah 2 and 33. Why trimmest thy way to seek love? Now, these folks have shown you inside and outside and in from the moment you come to this country, to this land, you know, their history, you know, all you have to do is, you know, go log on to the Library of Congress. It's a website, you know. A lot of you, you know, may be proficient with doing all that stuff. And look at some of those pictures and look at some of the things that they've done and the things that they've said, the black laws and the codes, black code laws and all that, Jim Crow. Look at it, look at this stuff, man. And all of a sudden, you know, when you get to what this civil rights, you think these people have changed, you know, a lot of you Negroes, man, you don't even care about the oppression. You just want to pat on the head and be treated and treated some type of way. That's it. You turn a blind eye to this man's, the way he treats you and the way he behaves. You understand what I'm saying? Finding every excuse in the book to forgive him for his wicked behavior. You know, somebody just to get a pat on the head, man. And guess what? You niggas, didn't mean to use that phrase. You ninjas are going to get just what you deserve, man. It's Jeremiah 2 and 33, and it says, in 33, why trimmest thy way to seek love? Therefore hast thou also taught the wicked one's ways. You can't change this, man. He's created to be the wicked. And there's nothing you could do about that. You can want to save him all you want. There's nothing that's going to change who this man is. This is Habakkuk 2 and 4. Behold, his soul, which is lifted up, is not upright in him. It's not upright in him. You cannot change that. You know, you cannot change that. You know, you can't change this man no more. Let's see what it is. Job 14 and 4. Let's read it. It says, Job 14 and 4, who can bring a clean thing out of an unclean one? Clean, not one. This is also Ecclesiastes 7 and I think it's 13. And it reads, consider. Yeah, this is Ecclesiastes 7 and 13. Consider the work of Yahweh, for who can make that straight which he had made crooked? See what I'm saying? You can't change this man. So what you trying to do? You gonna forgive him to death? You gonna forgive him, and he gonna just all of a sudden, you know what? These folks just been forgiving us for 400 years. You know what? I think we ought to do right. No, he's not gonna do right. Absolutely, positively, will not do right. Again, Ecclesiastes 7 and 13. Consider the work of Yahweh, for who can make that straight which he had made crooked? You can't undo nothing the Lord done. You understand what I'm saying? You know, again, homelessness. They have made it illegal, but not holding themselves, let's go back to that now, but not holding themselves accountable for the conditions to be homeless. Zechariah 11 and 5, whose possessors slay them and hold themselves not guilty. And they that sell them say, blessed be the Lord Yahweh, for I am rich, and their own shepherds pity them not. Now you can't get these slick, baby shaved face, catfish, nugget eating, adulterous ass preachers, false prophets to come and tell you anything good. Nothing. Because he's in bed with them. The very ones that's lining up and orchestrating the vote, you know, they ain't got no pity for you. Matter of fact, he making a ploy to his congregation to up some more pennies so he can get him a new jet. Niggas are sad, man. And there's a new thing that's going around as well. Well, it's not new, and I missed that article. Well, you know, they abolished. They talking about abolishing the abortion deal. They said that they gotten rid of that, but if a certain somebody get in that office, all of that's coming back into play. And I heard, I think I heard one of the elders, one of the apostle elders or one of the elders say this: the most scariest part for a so-called black man or a male child is in the black woman's womb, man. And the fact that if a certain party get in there, it doesn't matter who gets in there, to be honest with you. They're going to put that back on the books. They're going to overthrow that, and that's going to be back in play. Abortion. You know what I'm saying? And that's wickedness, you know. I'm going to close it out with this here. This is, what it is. Let's see. Jeremiah 1. And what the Lord said. What did the Lord say? This is Jeremiah 1 and 5. Before I formed thee in the belly, I knew thee. See that? Before the Lord formed thee in the belly, you don't have no rights to do none of the above. You so-called black women. You understand what I'm saying? You ain't got no right. And you're going to pay for that. And you jakes that's down with that. You know what I'm talking about? Trying not to assume your responsibilities. You niggas are way beyond being wicked, man. And that's a recompense for that. You know, you caught up in all manner of wickedness and whatnot. You feel what I'm saying? And at the same time, your oppressor, the one that you seek to seek love, you're bending and folding your ways and whatnot, so that you can get a pat on the head. You can ignore all the evidence, the paperwork, the paper trail that follows this man and all his madness. You jakes are gonna pay, man. You're gonna pay dearly, man. Again, Jeremiah 1 and 5, and it reads, before I formed thee in the belly, I knew thee, and before thou camest forth out of the womb, I sanctified thee, and I ordained thee a prophet unto the nations. But as for the elect, the hopeful elect, you so-called Negro women can do nothing for those children. You understand what I'm saying? But for the madness and the sins that you have committed against your power, Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai, there's a grave judgment for that, man. At least you repent. Man, the Lord gonna destroy you Negroes, man. Lord willing, it was edifying. I'm gonna close out by giving infinite honor, praise, and glory to the Most High and His Son, Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the Apostle Elders of Great Millstone with that Shalom.